Hi, this is Faith, and you are watching The Faith Factor. Holla. All right, good afternoon or good morning, wherever you may be. This is Faith, and you are watching The Faith Factor. And I have an awesome topic for you guys today. Let me go ahead and get the background going because this is going to be a hot one. All right, guys. So I wanted to talk about the wife versus the side chick because there has been how can I say, an epidemic, a side chick revolution, an acceptance of being the other woman that has been growing and growing, manifest. I would say over the last, I would say 7 to 10 years. And with, of course, men being the main ones pushing it, of course. Men are going to be number one, numero uno right there because they want to convince women that this is the winning thing. This is the greatest deal ever. Oh, I would rather, what did Jason Black say? Jason Black once said that he would rather a woman be a side chick to a rich man than be a main woman to a poor man or something like that. Could be misquoting him, but he said something to that effect. And so ever since then, you had men like Kevin Samuels coming out. And he was talking about the same thing, how, hey, some of the side chicks are winning. You got to compete, yada, yada, yada. So you hear this compete thing over and over again. And you hear a lot of women who have been man sharing, by the way, they're, making a case for being a side chick. They're saying, hey, it is what it is. We're sharing men anyway. If I don't want to be single and I want a man, taking care of me, it's okay for me to be a side chick. So you got all of these elements here. So I wanted to come on here today and I want to talk about this. I want to bring the topic to the forefront, broach the subject, so to speak. What's going on? Raining woman in the house. What's happening? Hatch Dragon. What's going on? I see you guys down there in the comment section. I'm just waiting for more people to come in. But while we're waiting, I do want to kind of make a sidebar. I want to have a sidebar discussion because I just recently found out that Lizzo is being sued. So I just wanted to turn the music down. Let me turn the music down real quick on this. I just found out Lizzo was being sued, by the way. Interesting. Lizzo is all about body positivity, fat acceptance, whatever you want to call it. And apparently 3 of her background dancers are suing her because they're saying that she created a hostile work environment full of sexual harassment and body shaming. And I'm really I'm surprised. I'm really surprised because Lizzo has pretty much been the face of women who are plus size, loving themselves, accepting their bodies, et cetera, et cetera. So I was reading the lawsuit, and I know other YouTubers, they have covered this ad nauseum. I think I saw O'Shea do something on it. Quite a few people talked about it. So I just made this a sidebar conversation before I get into my main topic because it's pretty hot conversation. Lizzo is a very effective spokesperson when it comes to the fat acceptance movement. And I was listening to Chantel the other day, and she was doing one of her health and fitness shows, and she said something that I thought was really important. She said that it's very important that we separate the fat acceptance movement from body positivity. And I think that that was really something that was on the mark. And here's why. Body positivity was a movement that started out as people or women overall accepting their body for things that they cannot change. Like, say for instance, you were born with a birth defect that can't really be surgically improved, or you're an amputee and you have one arm, or you were born with one long leg and one short leg. So that is what the body acceptance movement started out as. And then BBW oversized women, they stampeded in like a herd of elephants. I hate to use that as an analogy, but they stampeded in and bullied their way and pushed all of these people who are deserving of a body positivity movement all the way to the back burner. You don't even hear about people that are maybe born with a deformed arm or one leg longer than the other, or their head might be oblong, or some sort of birth defect that they cannot help. They were born that way. You can't diet it, you can't exercise it, and there's no surgery that will correct it. So these people just got pushed all the way to the back burner. We don't even hear about them anymore. That's what body positivity was all about at first. So now Lizzo came and she made body positivity all about being obese and loving yourself, and people treating people with obesity with respect and kindness, as you should with any human being, should be treated with respect and kindness. That should go without saying. But here's the thing. The difference between fat acceptance and body positivity is that if you are obese, you can do something about it. And that's why I really think it's a shame, and I think it's unfair when a lot of it's really nothing but women, by the way. They run and they take this movement and they make it to be as an excuse as to why they want to stay the way that they are. And they bully people into saying that, hey, this too is acceptable. This is healthy. I've heard Lizzo say that she's big and healthy. Lizzo is obese. Let's not even mince any words. She is definitely obese. Now, I understand that there are skinny people who are unhealthy, but that is the minority of people who are unhealthy because of size. The majority of people who are unhealthy because of their weight and their size are obese people. People who are overweight. That is the majority. So nobody's saying that, oh, you can't be unhealthy if you're skinny, because there are definitely some skinny people that are unhealthy that don't eat right either. But majority are obese or overweight. So, we need to start, calling people out that try to utilize a very small segment of the population to cover for what it is that they don't want to take control over in their lives. And I think it's pretty sad when people do this. Right, Reigning Woman says that this morning, because I'm sub to channels of people born without limbs and etc. Exactly. She said, I was just thinking about it this morning, because she says she's sub to people that are born without limbs, etc. Exactly. And it's not fair to them. It really isn't. Because there's nothing that they can do about an appendix that they were not born with. Even if they give them the what they call that, the orthopedic hand or the orthopedic arm or leg or what have you. It's not going to make up for the real thing. Even though technology is advancing, it's not making up for the real thing. So I just wanted to say that, with that lawsuit against Lizzo, I don't know if I necessarily want to jump on the bandwagon of just believing what the dancers are saying, because it would seem to me like it would be highly crazy of Lizzo to be this hypocritical. It's just massive hypocrisy. You're the face and the spokesperson of body positivity, and you're talking about how people love to fat shame, but you're fat shaming. I don't know if I can necessarily believe that Lizzo would do such a thing. It would seem to me like that would be detrimental to her brand, which, basically that whole movement is what embodies who she is and what she's famous for. Not just her singing and her performing, but that in and of itself. So I just want to, kind of lay back, wait and see what happens with this case. Lizzo has come out and made a statement, of course, saying that all of the allegations are untrue, and that she's, very, very disappointed that the women came out and made these allegations against her. She pretty much states that, she is very supportive of plus size women. So I don't know, guys. I mean, to me, it's a wait and see situation. It seems very, very, it seems like it would just go against everything that she ever stood for. Now, one thing that I will say on the flip side of that, though, is that Lizzo, she's very, how can I say, she's out there. Lizzo was pretty out there. I remember a while back on her Instagram when she did a video of herself sitting on the toilet, and she was giving everybody the middle finger. So, there's that part of Lizzo too, Lizzo the asshole, so to speak. So, I know that she can be an asshole because she's done stuff like this even on her own page, where she's like giving people the middle finger. Like, why would you wake up in the morning, put the camera on yourself while you're sitting on the toilet taking a dump, and then give everyone the middle finger? So you're just like giving people the middle finger first thing in the morning on your Instagram while you're taking a poop for what? So, I do understand that Lizzo has that asshole side of her. And, like I said, that's what kind of makes it, difficult for me. It's too early to call right now. I would say it's too early to make a call on it. But with that said, other celebrities have come out and basically they are Me Tooing Lizzo. Other people are coming out and they're speaking their truth. They're saying, hey, yeah, Lizzo is really like that. She did it to me too. So there are people coming now contacting the attorneys that are the attorney that is representing to the three dancers, and they're saying, hey, she did it to me. This was my experience, and it's not looking too good. So it is what it is. What's up? The Chaos Rain Show is in the house. I see Dragon. He said that Monique started in with Skinny Bitches Are Evil. Yeah, I did a whole show about that. I actually played the song with her saying that over and over again in her comedy routine. But also Monique has since the whole Skinny Bitches Are Evil book that she wrote and comedy routines, she has since stated that being big is not healthy, and she has since strived to lose the weight herself. So, yeah, right, Dragon. Dragon says, to be fair, there is no proof. Exactly. So it looks like okay, people are coming in, so I'm gonna go ahead and move over to my main topic, the homewrecker. She has reinvented herself. And I want to start out, first of all, by referencing this one lady YouTuber. Her name is Jules Lowell. And I'm going to share my screen with you real quickly because she is a great starting point. Let me go ahead and pause the music for you guys real quickly. All right, so we're going to pause this music, but she's a great starting point because she starts off talking about the misogyny of women towards other women and how we like to condemn the other woman, especially, and she uses the example of when women find out that their husband or boyfriend is cheating on them, they jump over what the husband and boyfriend did and they go straight to the other woman. And our excuse is that we knew we were doing that because the other woman knew about her being married, etc., etc. Let me go ahead and put my phone on do not disturb. It's like every time I go live, people want to call. So I wanted to go ahead and play that for you. So let me go ahead and share the screen real quickly. There she is. I'm going to blow that up for you. Okay. All right. So once again, this YouTuber, her name is Jules, and I shared this on my community tab. If you guys want to check her out, you can. But she has great content and just a 6-minute video of her speaking on this subject. Please listen.
When I talk about the fact that I feel as women, we hold women to a higher standard than we hold men. We will let men cheat on us, abuse us, use us. But if our friend so much as disagrees on what they want to eat for dinner, we will block them and never speak to them again. But then turn around and keep these toxic ass men in our lives forever, have kids with them. Women will hear that and say, well, I hold women to a higher standard because my friends should know better. You share a house with this man, have kids with this man, you are intimate with this man, you mix finances with this man, you're going to waste time and energy on this man, time that you will never get back. And you mean to tell me you hold him to no or low standards? You have little to no expectations of him. I keep saying this, men are not dumb, okay? They're smart. That's how they're able to manipulate us and control us so well, and that's how they're able to have you thinking that they're dumb when they're not. These men are very smart. They just use their powers for good instead of evil. And the sooner you get that, the freer that you will allow yourself to be. Changes can be made. Let me give you an example. A woman years ago blocked me because we disagreed on something that was happening in pop culture. It wasn't even that serious. But then she shared with me that she went on a date with a man who called her a bitch, and she couldn't decide if she should see him again. Pop culture, a man verbally abusing you. These are grown ass men who know what they are doing. They are fully self-aware, but they are banking on the fact that you are going to look at them and be like, he's just a baby. I'm going to be real with y'all for a second. Have women betrayed me before and hated on me and competed against me? Most definitely. But no one has turned my life upside down more than men. And also, no one has picked my life up and turned me around and helped me in some of the most horrific times of my life more than women have. Men have basically left my ass for dead. So, are we as women perfect? Absolutely not. There's definitely stuff that we need to unpack and work on. There's times that we need to be called out. We do dumb shit all the time. However, there's nothing like my sisters. There's nothing like my girls. A woman helped me escape my abuser. A woman mailed me my things when I left the women's shelter and paid hundreds of dollars to mail them to me once I got to safety. A woman fed me a couple years back when I was in a car accident and the pandemic started and I lost everything. Women also during that time made sure that I kept the roof over my head and was able to continue to provide for my kids. A woman helped me when I was getting picked on in high school. Women have given me a chance when I was coming up in the career world. When I didn't have experience, they gave me a chance. Women trained me up so that I could get the knowledge and experience to be successful. Women who had no obligation to me helped babysit my kids when they were little, when otherwise I would not have been able to work because I didn't have childcare and couldn't afford it. Men have ruined my fucking life. I'm trying to think of a time when a man has come through for me. Hold on, just give me a second. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna think on it and come back. I'm gonna be thinking for a while. I'm gonna hurt myself thinking, so I'm just gonna end that there. So if you're the type of woman who is like, well, I hold women to a higher standard because they should know better. Men know better. They are banking on the fact that you will say shit like that and let them get by with any and everything because they know you mentally still think you need them to survive. And I'm here to tell you, as a woman who has had constant situations where she didn't know what she was going to do, women have been the ones who I've needed to survive. Not men. So if one of those assholes want to be in my life, they better damn near be fucking perfect.
All right. So, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about her perspective? I agree with majority of what she said, right? But, I'm one of those women. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Okay, Faith is one of those women that when I know that another woman knows that I'm in a relationship, or she knows that I'm married, or if the woman finds out about the other woman being in the relationship or being married or being pregnant and she still continues to do what she do, that's kind of problematic. It's kind of problematic. I think that two things can be true at the same time. It's called the side chick syndrome. And there is a author, and I believe that this woman wrote a article on this back in 2015, no, 2014, as a matter of fact. And it's on a site called Write Down to It, WRITE down to it. And in that article, she writes that this post is specifically referring to the side chicks of the world who willingly engage in relationships with married men. I'm not naive to the great responsibility and accountability that the married men themselves possess. Being a woman who is disturbed by the ubiquitous, glorified presence of the side chick subculture, I felt compelled to create this post. And so she goes on to write Side chick syndrome is a term that I coined to describe the behaviors and statements of people who participate in, encourage, justify, and facilitate the side chick subculture. And I refer to it as a subculture because it is a pervasive lifestyle. This is a woman who strongly believes in being loved, honored, cherished, and respected. And second, as a married woman who passionately believes in the sanctity of marriage, I take this whole side chick issue personal. And I'm just going to be honest, I do too. I do too. I'm not even married and I take it personal. As a girlfriend, you don't want to be cheated on, let alone as a wife. So she goes on to write, she says, it seems as if within the past 5 years or so, I say 7 or more, but she says within the past 5 years or so, the side chick role has evolved into a fascinating phenomenon with which we have grown too comfortable. I guess since infidelity is as old as the hills, side chicks are an accepted and celebrated occurrence. I told you, Jason Black, Kevin Samuels, a host of many other guys have come online and they tried to talk this thing up. Especially with the cult-like popularity of TV shows such as Scandal, side chick syndrome is rampant in the media and entertainment world, and it is promoted and glorified like it's a bona fide duty. And you guys remember Scandal because I'm guilty too. Okay, I used to watch that show all the time. And I'm just going to be honest with you. When I was watching that show, I was not feeling sorry for Melly. I was hoping Olivia and the president finally got together. It was just the whole romanticizing of the situation. I never one time thought to myself, whoa, wait a minute, this is a whole show based off of a woman sleeping with another woman's man. And I know I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. This right here, hold on a second. See that? We were all caught up and we were all swept up in that, weren't we? I mean, we thought, oh wow, look at this, a black woman. She's really sticking it to the white woman. You know, I'm just be honest with how a lot of sisters, were probably thinking. Like, yeah, these white women think they all that and they man won't cheat on them. Well, look at this. Look, they got a whole show called Scandal. Ooh, and we were loving it, weren't we? We loved it. But the article goes on to say another example is the new show Power. And like I said, this article was written back in 2014, in which the main character, Ghost, is having an affair with his high school sweetheart, Angela. The show's Facebook page had a post that encouraged fans to pick either Team Angela or Team Tasha, Ghost's wife. Now, in this scenario, you had a black man cheating on his black wife with a white Latino woman. And when the shoe was on the other foot, oh, the sisters did not like that, did we? Oh, sisters, we hated how Ghost was treating Tasha, but we loved how Fitz was treating Melly. What's his name? I forget. His first name was Fitz, and Melly was his wife. But we didn't care. But when we saw this, we saw Ghost with Angela and how he did Tasha so bad, and Tasha was his down chick. That was a woman that was there for him from the very beginning. We, black women, we kind of, was like we weren't, really feeling that. We were not rooting for the Latino chick. At least I wasn't personally. I personally was hoping that Ghost would get it together and, put his family back together because we wanted to see a black family winning. Just saying. Just saying. Oh, thank you so much. AP from the Bronx just became a new channel member. Please subscribe, share the stream. Oh, and hit the like button if you're new here. And do become a channel member. Thank you so much, AP from the Bronx. Let me go ahead and give you your respect. I really appreciate you, sis. Hold on a second. Let me get your round of applause going here. All right. Okay, so now going back to the article. So basically, you had to either be Team Angela or Team Tasha, Ghost Wife. I was Team Tasha. Okay, I'm just to let y'all know. And I admit, to being a faithful viewer of both of these shows, and I love the intricate plots and the dynamic actors, the sexual being, and all of that. So the article goes into saying that the plot had her aroused by the hot, steamy sex scenes between the couples, but after a while, the arousal turns into disdain. Countless fans, men and women, boldly endorse and cheer on these affairs. True enough, these are merely TV shows, but we all know art imitates life and vice versa. And it does. We have plenty of these scenarios going on in real life, but it's usually not on the grand scale that we see on television. Now, the article says, just like on the TV shows in real life, the adulterers feel that their affairs are justified because they're unhappy in their marriages. And, let me just show you a couple of pictures here, because here's a photo of Ghost looking like he's unhappy with Tasha. They've been married so many years, and he's in the other photograph with Angela, all hot, it's sexy. Angela, she's just the fun side of things, but Tasha, the business side of things. And shout out to Commendable K, who basically came up with the difference between the fun side and the business side. So when you're married or in a relationship, the fun side and the business side, they seem to collide, coincide, and commingle together. So you're not having as much fun because you're taking care of business stuff like raising the kids, like handling finances, dealing with trouble that comes up in the relationship, issues that goes on with both of you all's family. That's the business side of things. Now, the fun side, Ghost and Angela. Well, Angela, she doesn't have to deal with Ghost's children. Angela doesn't have to deal with Ghost's mother-in-law. Angela doesn't have to deal with Ghost's other family members, or him and his job and what it entails, or none of that. Angela is the fun side. And what I think a lot of men do, when they start cheating and they start picking up these side chicks, is they forget that they had a fun side at one time with their wife before they got married. They forget that there was a time where your wife body didn't look like it looks now after she bore your children. There was a time when your wife would go out with you and you guys would travel and you have fun and you would drink and laugh and you would enjoy each other's company. You forget that. And you don't try to recapture that with your wife. But instead, because when you look at your wife, this is what you guys do. This is how you all are looking at your wives. You're looking at them like this. She's not fun anymore. I want to have fun. I'm not going to try to have fun with her, because every time I look at her, I'm reminded of a bill. Every time I look at her, I'm reminded that we got these kids and we got all these responsibilities, and her parents and my parents, and it's just all this business. When I come home, we gotta dig through all the business, and then by the time we're done doing that, we're too tired to have fun. This is what's going on in a lot of these guys' mind. And they're looking at their wives, like Ghost is over here looking at Tasha right now, like, I want to get to the fun. And so the fun chick, Angela representing, here she comes swooping in, not a worry in the world. The side chick, when he looks at her, only thing he thinks of is, wow, she's ready for me. She's got on the sexy outfit. I'm gonna get the BJ. We're gonna go out and laugh. I'm gonna smile. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with Angela, because Angela is the fun side. There's no business involved whatsoever with the side chick. And that is the reason why the side chick is so appealing. That's the only appeal that she has. Guaranteed, if he were to drop his wife and get with Angela, the business side will start to take over. And then that relationship will no longer be fun either. And there's a reason why men tend to not leave their wives, because a lot of the side chicks, they think, oh, he's doing the family stuff with his wife and all this other stuff. All I gotta do is just get pregnant, have his baby, and then he'll be doing family stuff with me too. Well, side chick, the reason why that's not going to work for you is because the only reason why he's with you is because you represent the fun side. So if you start bringing the business stuff over to the fun side, he's going to push you over to the side with Angela. And then you and Angela both going to be standing next to each other looking like this. Y'all going to be two unhappy women instead of one. Look at this picture. Two unhappy women. Because you, dumb, didn't understand your place and your role. Your place and your role is not to bring the business side over into the side chick relationship. But let me go ahead and continue with the article. And the article goes into a little bit more detail. So it says it's really disturbing that women knowingly and willingly engage in intimate relationships with married men. I feel for those women who meet a guy and are already caught up in the rapture of love when they find out that he is married. And I agree with the author here. That's one thing. If you didn't know, that's one thing. But she goes on. She says, but once a woman makes the decision to continue the relationship, she is culpable. It shows that they lack the self-control, the self-respect, dignity, and decency not to mess around with another woman's husband. No matter the state of a marriage, outsiders do not have the power to interrupt a union that is recognized by God. Yes, I said interrupt, because more than likely the married man remains married to the wife, and the side chick must decide to stick around or move on. Even when I was single, I never knowingly dated married men. I always saw it as putting myself in a position to get played and left alone holding the bullshit. And that's exactly what happens. Now, let me go back to explaining this picture that you see on the screen. Two unhappy women. You got two unhappy women because now the side chick wants to be the main chick, and she's seeing him do family stuff with the wife. And he's having to put her on the back burner throughout all the major holidays because he's got to keep up that facade. He's got to keep the main family happy. And you are his escape from that monotony. It's not that he doesn't want to be there, and it's not that he doesn't love his wife or his children. It's just that it's not a fun place for him anymore. It's business, 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 and more business. And the fun side is very far and in between. So when he wants to escape and get to the fun side immediately without having to hurl over all the business first, he goes to you. But now if you have sat up here and he comes over to you and you pop out with that pretty red lacy thing that he likes to see you in, and then you whisper in his ear and he thinks he's going to hear something dirty and naughty, but you're whispering, I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. Okay, immediately penis is limp. All he's thinking about is, what am I going to tell my wife? Will my wife leave me because of this? And am I going to be able to afford to now take care of you and another kid on top of my family? So now you went just that fast within seconds from being the fun side to now you're the business side. And so this is how you end up standing next to the wife looking like this. Because now he about to get rid of your ass too. And now he's going to go down the roster to the next side chick. So now you got the side chick to the side chick. And you become there's a hierarchy. There's wifey, there's baby mama. So now you're baby mama, and then somebody else becomes a side chick, and then that chick becomes the fun side now. Y'all see how shit roll downhill? I'm trying to break it down slowly. So back to the article. So realistically, the blame can't be placed solely on the side chicks. The adulterers shoulder most of the responsibility because they are the ones who committed though they are the ones who are committed to their marriage. Infidelity is a symptom of a couple's failure to properly address the unresolved issues in their marriage. And this is very true. Like I said, there could be unresolved issues in the marriage. It could be that they're so bogged and tied down with the business side that they don't know how to make their way back to the fun side. And so you're just a cheap thrill that he got off to the side. You're for play, but you're not for keep. The woman that's not for play and for keep, he's already got her. She's already being kept. That is his wife. That is the main chick. And that is going to be always be the main priority because the business is on that side. You, on the other hand, you can be easily replaced with another side chick. And that's the reason why I always say, if you're a side chick and if you're sitting up here glorifying being a side chick, you're dumb because you are too dispensable. Easily. With just a few words, poof, you're gone. Unless you do something like get pregnant. Then it won't be so easy. But like I said, you'll be looking like the two women in this picture because now he's going to start viewing you as the business side and treating you exactly how he's treating the wife. And you're going to see what it feels like to be the wife to this man if that happens. But I'll read on. Justifying the side chick subculture with statements like, he's not happy with his wife. I'm doing what his wife doesn't or won't do. There wouldn't be any side chicks if men didn't cheat, are unacceptable. How about there wouldn't be any side chicks if women embrace the belief that they are the main dish and not the leftovers? And say, I'm much more than being a side chick. The side chicks who stay in their lanes and know their roles show some discretion. Yeah, there are too many other things though. There are too many other women who just brazenly like to make their existence known as if they're entitled to some kind of recognition. They're probably letting it be known that they're the side chick and they're here to stay. There's even a consulting business that actually teaches women how to be side chicks. Now, I commend any entrepreneur that successfully meets the demand for service, but this business is basically teaching women how to fulfill a subordinate role in life. There's nothing empowering about it. Being a side chick is not a power move. Actually, you put yourself in a place of being very, very vulnerable and having no protections. A side chick is not likely to be introduced to family and friends. And if she is introduced, she's not acknowledged with respect. A side chick can't visit her boo's home because then she may run into the wife. She has to often wait her turn because of this. And she has to, save a little time off to the side to be with her man, and she has to be ready at his beck and call. That isn't fair. A side chick's time with a married man is usually restricted by his responsibilities and commitments. The side chick likely has to be more accommodating of the married man because ultimately she is not a priority in his life. Side chicks always run the risk of being one of many other women that a married man is involved with. She is pretty much part of a figurative harem. So that's that man sharing that I've been telling you all about. This is how man sharing starts. The young and the thirsty. Well, I can't find a man free and clear, so I'm just going to cling on to hers. And that's what y'all be looking like. And you all are trying to justify this. Some of you are trying to justify this. Some of you are trying to reinvent yourselves, that you're not home wreckers. But that's exactly what you are. And you're in a long line of women on the roster. Like I illustrated earlier, the wife is the main person, the number one, numero uno, because she's tied up with the business. That is the business side. So he's always going to take care of business first. Side chicks, baby mamas, y'all are baby mamas are tied up with the business side too, but they don't take precedence over the wife. The wife is going to always take precedence because she is the one that could actually divorce, sue, and get everything, whereas the side chick can only get child support. And then the side chick with no kids, well, you're super dispensable. Seriously, like within a snap of a finger, you're out of here. You're just the fun side. And also side chicks with kids, you and your kids are dispensable. If he's a man of means and he can pay that child support and he don't have to expend any extra energy being there with you and those kids, you and your kids, your babies are going to be side babies. Side chicks have side babies. So the main kids are going to get everything. The side babies is going to get what the side chick gets. So not only do you put yourself in the number 2 spot, but you put your children that you have with this guy in the number 2 spot as well. But let me go on and defer back to the article because I'm talking a little bit too much. I'm saying a little bit too much stuff that makes sense. So the article goes on to say, I recognize that each side chick has her own individual reasons for being a side chick. Also, I recognize that some women prefer to be side chicks because they are either truly okay with no commitment and or they're dating multiple men themselves. So you got that dynamic. You got some women that prefer to be side chicks because they're okay with no commitment or they're dating multiple men themselves. Now, these are the women that say, hey, I'm single, ain't nobody claimed me, so I'm going to be a wrecking ball while I'm single. And I'm going to selfishly just run through any man I can find. And I don't care if he has a wife, a girlfriend. I'm just single. And these are the women, by the way, that are single and not loving it. These are the non-single by choice women, because they're angry, and they're angry at the women who are married. And they're going to take vengeance out on women in committed relationships where the man especially shows that woman a lot of love and care. They're going to come in like a wrecking ball because they're single and they want that attention for themselves, or they don't want to see nobody else have it. So you got that dynamic. And the article goes on to say, and of course, there are the side chicks whose primary motivation is receiving monetary compensation and gifts for playing their role. So basically, they're trading sex for favors, which is fundamentally means that they're souped up whores. Let's just call a thing a thing. So you got two types of side chicks: the wrecking ball side chick, the home wrecker, and then you got the souped up whore side chick that's in it for monetary gain. So the author closes with the side chick syndrome is an epidemic. It It is an epidemic that is eating away at the core of our relationships. It is one of the reasons why there are innumerable women who are chronically single. It is one of the reasons why bastard children are born to mothers who will raise them on their own, because the fathers are either unaware, unavailable, or uninvolved. Once again, side chicks, if you have children to married men, your children become side children. And that is a faith factor term. Side chicks have side children. It is one of the reasons why people are skeptical about marriage. It is a symptom of a society that struggles with promoting trust, commitment, loyalty, discipline, and dedication. Being a side chick only exacerbates the misogynistic practices that women fight to rise above daily. So let's see what you guys are saying down here in the comments. Hash Dragon says, when the side chick shows the crucifix on the prego test. Exactly. Yeah, guys do not want to see that. Those children are usually put on the side burner along with the side chick. The men will treat the children the way that he feels about the mother. And usually, if the man took the time out to marry a woman, put a ring on that woman's finger, give her his last name, he takes ownership of that family, that first family that he creates. And the first family is always going to take more precedence over any other woman that comes into his life. And even if the wife leaves him, and let me just have a conversation with ladies about the bitter divorced man real quick. This is a little sidebar. But most of the time, when women leave men because of infidelities and they're having these outside side children, the men are struggling and grappling to hold on to the women they gave their last name to. And they're trying to hold on to the family that they created with that woman that he gave his last name to. He put a lot of work, he put a lot of time into that family. So if you're a side chick and you think that you're going to come in and easily tear that apart, you don't know anything about men. Because like I said, he can get a blowjob anywhere. Women are throwing their vaginas around like frisbees these days. It is no longer a hot commodity to get sex from a woman because you all are too common. You're too common. Everybody's busting it open now. So the woman that he spends the most time cultivating, that he gave his last name to, think about it. If when you put your name on something, like if you construct a piece of artwork that you spent hours upon hours pouring blood, sweat, and inspiration into, what does any artist do after they finish a painting? They put their name somewhere in it, on that design, so that you can know that this is a what's a famous artist name, Picasso. We know that this is a Picasso. This is a Remington. Or Rembrandt. When they put their name on it, that which they poured all their work and hard sweat and tears and everything into becomes valuable. And it gave birth to a work of art. A family is a work of art. You, side chick, what you represent, you ever been to one of those places where is where you could do the paint and sips, or do you just throw paint at the wall and you're just having fun throwing paint at the wall? You're not trying to create a work of art really. You're just throwing paint at the wall. That's what the side chick is. He's just throwing paint at the wall with you, laughing and having fun. But when he created that family, he was creating a masterpiece, a Picasso, something that he put his name on. You're not going to be able to tear him away that easily. So that's where you stand. And a lot of women are not going to want to hear this. It is of no benefit, never of no benefit, for you to be sitting up here talking about you as a proud side chick. Now, there's something else that I want to share with you. Dr. Phil did a show specifically about this. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go, right here. Right here. But before we do that, I do want to have a little bit of fun. I do want to have a little bit of fun. I got a couple of reels here that I want to share with you guys just for laughs, just for shits and giggles. Hold on a second. Let me go ahead and get this up here. This chick says, I would side chick myself to a rich man, god damn it. Damn it. All right, here we go.
Tell you what to do. And you're going to listen because why? Because you're not making
side.
A man that has money, he's going to tell you what to do. And you're going to listen because why? Because you're not making as much money as him.
No, never. No, never.
So, okay. So if that's the case, why do you let a man cheat when he makes more money than you? You told me that earlier, that when a man makes $1 million, he can cheat.
I told you I would side chick myself to a rich nigga.
Why?
Well, because I don't love a nigga I'm going to side chick myself to. So there has to be some incentive, right? If I don't love you and your dick is mediocre, why else would I be here?
So you're only here for the money. So you're a gold digger.
If I'm a side bitch, yes.
So you're a gold digger. So you're a gold digger.
If you have a side bitch, I want you to be as cautious of her as you are of me saying this. Like, I hope you don't ever think that you have a side bitch who's just enamored with you. You don't. You don't.
So you're a
She's
gold
there
digger.
for an alternative resource.
So you would be a gold digger, is what you're saying?
I've never been a side bitch, so I can't say that I would.
Okay.
But
So
if the price is right, possibly. Yeah.
a man that has money, he
Boom. Boom. If the price is right, yes, I will possibly, most definitely be a side chick. Not me, but that's what she said. That's what she said. I'm just following what she said. So I just wanted to show that real quick. That to me was funny. That was really funny. Oh, Demetrius Hagashikata says, "Oh, I remember her. She was the same one who said, 'If I make more than you, I will mistreat you.'" Yes, yes, that's her. That's her. So you got a lot of silly little girls out here, and this is the generation, by the way, that a lot of you older men are trying to domesticate. Just keep that in mind. So you got somebody that's 21, 22, 23 years old, and this is the mindset that they have. And you think that you're going to domesticate that. And mind you, they're not going to come to you talking like this. To you, they're going to put on the mask. They're going to put forth the representative, and they're going to say what you want to hear so that they can get what they want. But in the back of their mind, they're just punching the clock, and they're going to go and take your money and then have real fun with someone else. You're the business side for the side chick, by the way. The side chick that's in it for the money, you're the business side for her. Her fun side is actually with other people. And that is the reality of that. So there's the flip side to the fun side versus the business side for side chicks. Side chicks have a business side too when it comes to the ones that are in it for the money. The ones that are in it for the money view you as a John. You're a job. You're a blow. You're not to be taken seriously. This is how they make their ends meet. And let's just be honest. Some of you guys, your side chick, you're not the only sugar daddy to your side chick. Some of you guys are side niggas to the side chick because she has maybe 6 or 7 different ones of you who are paying her bills and allowing her to live a comfortable lifestyle. So some of you are side husbands or side, men to the side chick or whatever you want to call it. They haven't created a term for it. I wish somebody would create a term for it, but you're basically Johns at this point because she's a glorified whore, basically. I'm sorry, but her glory holes are open to other men. You're not the only one. But anyway, let me move on. Let's have some more fun here. Let's see what else we got. What else did I put up here? Because I got a lot of different clips that I wanted to show you to kind of just drive home the point. The side chicks, you guys, if you have to utilize 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different men just to make ends meet, that's a full-time job of being on your knees, working them neck muscles, or laying on your back, just wearing it out. Like I never understood the mentality and thinking of women that would rather do that than just get out and get it for herself. But I digress. Where was I? Present, share screen. Let's see here. All right, so this clip, I forget what this was from, but this is called "The Truth About Having a Side Chick," and it's one of those shows that come on YouTube, and I watch a lot of this stuff. Yeah, y'all get to see what I do in my spare time. Let me play it.
If you're wrecking a home, you're wrecking a home. The point is there is no accountability for men. So when we talk about these side chicks, the first thing we want to do is look at the woman. I've been that woman that look at a side chick and be like, ugh, how could you? Da-da-da-da. But the realest shit is, how could you look at your bitch every night and say how much you love her? How could you post your How could you marry a woman? How could you have a child with a woman? Do all this and hold your woman up to this high standard? Because I'd never see. The funniest thing is, will sit up here and talk about strippers, terrible, prostitutes, terrible, but fun, they're lifestyles.
They're good girls.
You just aside, you never be my main, as if that's some type of reward. Your main's being cheated on, disrespected, degraded, and you're putting your main in danger in the line of having STDs and some and being completely and totally torn and broken apart. So there's no homewrecker side chick. If you both, you both.
All right, so that was that. I mean, she basically said what every woman pretty much thinks. You know, pretty much you're not doing anything. You know, when you're cheating on your wife, you're stepping out here, you're with these side chicks, you're creating these families outside the home. You're putting your main family at risk. You're putting your marriage at risk. You're putting a lot on the line just to, you know, say, hey, I'm the man, I'm able to do this. I got my wife and I got these side chicks. You know, for men, you guys are some of you guys are marrying for all the wrong reasons, by the way. And let me just explore that real quickly. Because when I say that you all are marrying for the wrong reasons, I say this to say that some of you will get into these marriages because you know it's convenient. You know, you want stability. This one woman, she represents stability. She's convenient. She seems like she would be a good mother, a good wife, and you're marrying her for these reasons, but you don't really love her. You know, she's a good status symbol. That's what a lot of you guys are doing when you're looking at these women as your wives. Okay, she's fit, feminine, friendly. She knows how to speak a certain way, carry herself a certain way. She looks like she would be a good wife, a good mother. I'm gonna marry this. This is my status symbol right here. But the factor of love is not there. You just married this woman so that she can help further your career. There's a lot of married men in the corporate world. Corporations love married men, and married men do tend to skyrocket to the top a lot faster when you're dealing with business. A lot of businessmen are very, very reluctant to go into business with men who are single because they don't see you guys as committing to anything. They don't see how you treat your wives, your family. You know, there's a lot that you can tell about a man by how he treats his wife and how he treats his family. And they'll tell you that a lot of times when they go into these business meetings and they want to meet the man, they want to meet the wife, they want to meet the family. And so a lot of you guys are just picking women, kind of like Fitz in the movie, in the hit TV show Scandal. He married Melly because Melly, you know, just made a really good fit for where he was going in his political career. But she was just a figurehead. She was not somebody that he truly loved. And as the storyline goes, he meets Olivia and she blows his mind. And this is who he would have really wanted to be with, you know, if it wasn't for politics and all this other stuff. So, you know, there's that aspect of it as well. All right, so let me go ahead and stop sharing this. All right. Hold on a second. Q Savage says define stability. Okay, well, Q, since you asked, I would say stability as far as a man wanting to be with a woman would be the fact that this woman represents a wife, you know, things that a man would typically see as wifey type behavior. She's stable in his life regarding that. Like a lot of you guys would not really want to wife a woman who has a reputation of being a stripper, for example. That's not somebody that's going to be a good look if you're a man that's in corporate America, or you're running for political office, or you're in some type of high level of office. So the stable woman would be the woman like Michelle Obama, for example. That's a certain type of stability, and there's other types of stabilities too. Like some men will marry a woman because she's more financially stable. You got those men too. Like this Boom Quisha over here, she lives in Section 8 housing. She has bad credit. She doesn't seem to be very stable, and on top of that, she might be on drugs. So you got Michelle over here. Michelle has a law degree. She's got it going on. She has great credit. Michelle is like batting 1,000 here. So she's more stable. That's what I mean by stability. So these are things. AP said, except for Offset. Okay, so let me move on to the main thing. I think I went through everything. Let me see. Did I go through all my clips here? Oh yeah. Keita Said It is another one that I want to go through, and she's funny. She's real funny, but I've said this many times myself. Let me go ahead and share my screen and present her. One second. Leave the side chick alone. Keita said, leave the side chick alone, y'all. So let's see what Keita has to say. One second.
A man that has money, he's.
I know who don't want to hear this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. Leave that girl that's sleeping with your man alone. You done made a fake page. Your friends and family know about her. You logged on to Facebook. You know her mother. You know she doesn't have a good relationship with her father. You know where she works. You know her date of birth. And for what? You and her message request trying to link up and fight. For what? Shouldn't you save all that anger and energy for the person who actually had a commitment to your ass? Women will pull up and fight the other woman and then stay with their man. That's unlocking a new level of dumbass. Your man is the one committed to you, so all that anger needs to go to him. If you got any leftover energy, you can use it to pack your shit and leave the relationship. If he fucking with the right bitch, she'll see how bothered you are and then continue to fuck him just to spite you. And before you start with the, well, I only want to fight her because she knew about me. Guess who knows more about you? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba! Your nigga, bitch. I know who don't want to hear this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. Leave that girl that's sleeping with your man alone. You done made a fake page. Your friends and family know about her. You logged on to Facebook. You know her mother. You know she doesn't have a good relationship with her father. You know where she works. You know her date of birth. And for what? You and her message request trying to link up and fight. For what? Shouldn't you save all that anger and energy for the person who actually had a commitment to your ass? Women will pull up and fight the other woman and then stay with their man. That's unlocking a new level of dumbass. Your man is the one committed to you, so all that anger needs to go to him. If you got any leftover energy, you can use it to pack your shit and leave the relationship. If he fucking with the right bitch, she'll see how bothered you are and then continue to fuck him just to spite you. And before you start with the, well, I only want to fight her because she knew about me. Guess who knows more about you? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba! Your nigga, bitch. I know who don't want.
I don't know. I had to play that twice. It was so nice. I had to play it twice, y'all. She is so funny to me. She said, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, yo nigga, bitch. Okay. I'm a stop. But she's right. She's absolutely right. I mean, we spend a lot of energy and time as women focusing on that other woman. Like I said, I'm guilty of it too. Because I'm just still of the impression that two things can be true at the same time. Yes, it's true. Your man is definitely the main person. And I will say this with my chest out. That nigga is the main person you need to be checking. You really shouldn't be spending too much time, effort, energy on another woman. I'm going to just be honest with you. Now, There are, and this is Faith's logic book, okay? Y'all can just lay a lot of that stuff that y'all just heard earlier to the side. Faith's logic. Now, I would give a bitch a pass, okay, especially if she didn't know. I would even if you did know, you know what? At the end of the day, that nigga is the one that's in the relationship with me, not you. So I'ma just push you over to the side. But there are some disrespectful motherfuckers out here that just won't let you do that. There's some disrespectful motherfuckers that will sit up and call your house at 2 a.m., ringing your phone and ringing his phone. It's some disrespectful motherfuckers that will sit up here and come to your house talking about we gonna have a woman-to-woman discussion. That I've been fucking your man, and I know I've been fucking your man, and I know that he's your husband. That they'll do some dumb shit like that. Now, Lord, I'm not saved or nothing. I'm not spiritual. I'm not any of these things. So y'all got to bear with Faith, okay? But if a woman come to me talking about that woman-to-woman bullshit, I'm gonna stick my size 9.5 woman shoe up your stupid ass. Don't come to me about no woman-to-woman bullshit if you want to live. Now that's just a faithism, let me carry on. So last but not least, Hatch Dragon, hold on. He says, all parties knowingly involved without full consent of the other spouse are wrong. Exactly, Hatch. Two things can be true at the same time. To me, that chick in the car represents the side chick that don't want to get her ass beat. That's all that. When I hear women saying, oh, you shouldn't blame the other woman, it just sounds like, don't beat my ass. Don't whoop my ass. Just focus all your energy over there on him. Go get him. That's what it sounds like to me. I'm just personally, I'm a whoop your ass and I'm a whoop his ass too. Okay, how about that? But anyway, let me just move on. Next, the main finale. Dr. Phil had a show specifically about side chicks, and I want to do my reaction to this show. I'm going to probably fast forward through a lot of it, but I want you guys to watch along with me. It is the full episode. I think it's about 47 minutes long, so if you guys don't have time, I understand. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and get Dr. Phil up here. I love Dr. Phil's shows. All right, here we go. All right, so we're going to take a gander at this. And like I said, I'm going to be reacting with this right along with you. I have not watched the full thing. I just watched snippets of it. So here goes.
Today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Being a mistress works for me. I'm not concerned about his wife.
They're just there for the taking.
I feel desired, wanted.
I didn't care who would approve or disapprove.
Think you know the other woman? Well, think again. These empty chairs are going to be filled with 4 mistresses who are here today to talk openly, honestly, and candidly about what they're doing.
I'm a mistress who's been involved with a married man for 1.5 years.
It was exciting. It was like a fantasy.
I tried my hardest to not bring up the wife.
I do not think what I'm doing is wrong.
The first time the married man and I made love was in a car. I didn't waste time opening my door and going through the back door. I just jumped through the middle.
At any time during that, did you think to yourself, this is another woman's husband? Today, we're going inside the mind of the mistress. Today, we're going to find out what they think.
It's all about the sex.
How they justify it. He pays for a lot of things for you. He pays, what, $3,000 a month?
Initially, yeah, it was $3,000 a month.
What they tell themselves to make it okay to be involved with somebody else's husband.
If his wife was meeting his needs sexually, I doubt he would be in my bed when he is.
Did you ever meet his wife?
Yes, I got punched in the face by her, actually.
What these mistresses don't know is that I also have 2 scorned wives here. Their husbands cheated on them with a mistress, and these wives are backstage listening to the mistress's every word.
He's coming to me because men like to be.
Oh my God. This is the place that my married boyfriend pays for.
Wow. Are you selling him something?
I'm not selling him anything.
Well, then what are you getting paid for?
That sounds very, very whorish. I'm not a whore.
Liar. Liar.
Let's bring out the mistresses.
Okay, so did y'all hear her say, I'm not a whore? But like, I really wish, some of you ladies would understand that you are glorified whores. If you're the side chick to a man because he's paying for and keeping up your lifestyle, you are a glorified escort, prostitute, slut, whore. Take your pick. She says, I'm not a whore. That sounds so whorish. And really? There are prostitutes who wear business suits. They're called escorts. They wear evening gowns, but they're still whores. At the end of the evening, they're gonna suck some dick and get paid. But I digress. Let's continue.
Ladies, Dr. Phil.
Hello,
Angela, okay?
Yeah.
Beth, how are you?
Not what I was expecting at all.
My first question is, are y'all willing to be completely candid and answer hard questions about this?
Yes.
I mean, just be totally forthcoming, because if you're not, you're in the wrong room.
No reason
Yeah.
to be anything but.
Totally honest.
So you each know something about each other. Let's take a look at the monitors to give a little bit of each of your background stories relationship-wise.
I'm a mistress who's been involved with a married man for 1.5 years.
I met the married man at work.
My married man and I met 6 years ago.
I was a mistress for 9 months.
I'd never had an affair before.
I'm not a predator. I did not know he was married.
Being a mistress works for me because I want somebody permanent but part-time.
People may think that someone purposely goes out, looks for a married man, and tries to steal him away.
It was happy, it was fun, it was exciting, and it was like a fantasy.
I tried my hardest to not bring up the wife in any of our conversations. Why would I want to?
I'm not concerned about his wife. That is for him to be concerned about.
I would go ballistic if I found my husband cheating on me.
I do not think what I'm doing is wrong.
Okay, you don't think what you're...
Wow. These bitches got no souls. Okay, and I love how they're all sitting here justifying. The one lady says, well, you know what? I'm not in it for the long run. I don't want a long-term relationship. I mean, can you not have a long-term relationship with a man that's not married? Like, why is it that you got to get with a married man and do the non-committal thing? These women are ridiculous. And then we got the other one. Oh, well, you know, I didn't know he was married, and I try not to bring up the wife, and I try to be a good girl and, you know, just play my role or whatever. But, you know, I'm not like that. I really love him, and you know, I can't with the excuses. Married means off limits, ladies. Married, off limits. Married, off limits. Married, off limits. It's really simple. It's really simple, but I'll continue.
You're doing is wrong.
I don't.
You like married men because you say you want permanent part-time.
I did not choose to find a married man.
You worked
never
with
went
him
and
and you knew he was married.
Yes, I did.
So what do you mean you didn't mean to find a married? Whoops! I hate it when my pants fall off around a married man.
You don't agree?
She didn't mean to find this married man, but she worked with him and knew that he was married. Bitch, please. You know, and see, this right here, this is the reason why the side chicks get their ass beat. This right here, you see, If anybody want to know why the side chicks get their ass whooped, this is the best case scenario right here. I didn't need to get with a married man, but you knew he was married. You worked with him. Yeah, but bitch, I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Sometimes there's chemical attraction. We were friends years before anything ever happened. I have been a mistress for 3.5 years. There was an immediate chemical attraction. Both of our faces would light up when we saw each other. I could tell that it was mutual. He asked me to meet him after work. The next thing we're doing, we're making out like teenagers. When we just pass each other at work, I can tell and I feel desired, wanted. I feel beautiful. We've been on one real date and it was the best date of my life. We parked up on a hill and then we watched the sunset over the ocean. And when it was over, he brought me a little gift box of C's Bordeaux because he had heard that that was my favorite chocolate. On our mutual day off, which is during the week, and our children are both in school, we spend all our time at my house.
Did this bitch say she was fucking for chocolates? Did I just hear this bitch say she was fucking for chocolates? He bought her a box of chocolates, and that just really tickled her fancy. And let me point out again, you're the fun side. Okay, he's with you, y'all having sex in the car, he giving you chocolate in return. You're the fun side. And not only are you just the fun side, but you're stupid too. I mean, I would rather the woman that got a condo, a car, some money, her bills paid. What did you get? You got let me just let me go.
Just holding hands is enough to make both our pulses race. Eye contact is damn near all the foreplay we need. I like the newness, the excitement, the passion. You know, why would you want to give that up? I didn't rush into this. I didn't go out and say, "Ooh, I want somebody part-time." And go find, married man's the perfect target.
Didn't you say to him, if we wouldn't get caught, would you sleep with me?
Because I was trying to find out what his style was. Not because I was going to sleep with him, but I wanted to know if that was the type of person he was.
What do you mean you weren't going to sleep with him? Why did you ask him that?
Because I was trying to find out.
I've never had that come up in conversation.
If you want to find out the depth of somebody's personality, aren't you going to ask what their would you do this?
Would you sleep with me if we could get away with it? No, that has not come up in any interviews that I've done.
I just wanted to see the type of person he was.
And what did you?
So, okay, this bitch, I'm sorry, Demetrius. He's saying don't fight, run them packs. No, that was Hatch Dragon. He said don't physically fight, take it to court, run them pockets. But she just sat up here and said that when she interviewed the man, well, I think it was an interview or something, she just wanted to see what type of person he was. I don't know what it was, but I don't know what that would have to do with the job. Her asking him if he would sleep with her if he could get away with it. What part of the job is this? This is how delusional this woman is. Hi, you're here for the executive manager position. Oh, you know what? I have a few questions for you. Let's see. If you could sleep with me and get away with it, would you? Like what part of the job does this entail? But early on, she said she wasn't intentionally trying to get with this guy. Like I'm trying to tell you, I'm making the case for why these women get their ass beat. I'm making the case. This is right here, number one. Number one. Uh-oh. Am I gone, guys? Am I out? Can you hear me?